But I think we're going to run to Zeta Live. That's going to be a big event. And then we're going to continue running up to early first week in November and get another big pop around earnings, which we did here. Zeta got back to 35 November 8th, 2024. That's the earnings. Before it then it collapsed up to that 1758. That's when the short report happened. So we haven't closed about 26 in really 24 months. That's almost 2 years, essentially. So I'm thinking I think we definitely breaking out, and I think we're going to run. But see, that's the thing. We're already at 29. We're already trying to break 30, and we're August, September. We're like a month and a half away from Zeta Live. So I think we see all-time highs before Zeta Live. Also wanted to just share some profits that I've taken early this year. And NVIDIA is actually my first 10 bagger here. So proud of that. As I can see here, I had some sales early this year. And I didn't really look to see, because Robinhood has tax lots, where they sell different parts of your shares the earlier you bought them for tax efficiency gains, which I like. So like this NVIDIA share right here, that was a 1,200 bagger. That was a 10 bagger. I bought at 1373, split adjusted, and sold at 185. Like, that's crazy, bro. I didn't even realize that. Like, I was buying since 2022. So, Palantir, we got sales for 7x, 7x, another 10x for NVIDIA, 4x NVIDIA. So just showing my receipts, because, I don't like to come on here and just like talk. I like to show receipts. A lot of people be lying up here. They be cap. I'm not cap. I try to be transparent. This is real money. And just be transparent. I know that's what people appreciate. That's what I appreciate. What's up, fam? Welcome to JRuss TV. If you're new to my channel, hit that like, comment, subscribe button. If you return to the channel, appreciate you tuning back in. We back with another banger video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's Friday. Market about to close in like 40 seconds right now. Let's just see if we close on that all-time highs. The portfolio is almost there. If you're new to the channel, we cover all things business, investing, AI, self-improvement content. So if you're interested, stick around, watch some more videos, man. Portfolio, we about to hit all-time highs, though. We close $30 away, $24 away, $26 away. So we're going to watch this for a little minute. Zeta has been going on an absolute tear, so we're definitely going to get into this video. We're going to get into some Nebius as well. Okay, market just closed. So we did not close at all-time highs. Well, actually, no, I think we did. We're pretty much at all-time highs. Year to date, we're up 45%. Yeah, we're pretty much at all-time highs. Yeah, we're at all-time highs. 5.5952. So that's definitely a big milestone. Can't wait till we hit 6,000 in this portfolio. But let's go ahead and get into the fear and greed index real quick just to see what's going on in the market. We're currently in greed. A week ago, we were in greed. A month ago, we were in fear. So this has been going back and forth pretty fast, pretty quickly over this past couple of weeks. We just had that big liquidation event with Leopold. If you're not familiar with him, he's like he has his own firm stock portfolio that he manages for other clients. That got margin called. He had to sell pennies on the dollar, essentially. We had a big drop, and Citadel pretty much bought them out. And since then, we've been going up. Yeah, we've been going up since then. Showing how volatile the market is. As you can see here, this is the VIX right there. And this is the fear and greed index, if I didn't show that. But just some quick updates regarding just the overall portfolio, macro, stuff like that. So the inflation and the Fed, we had cooler than expected July consumer price index, CPI, and PPI data released earlier this week, sharply eased fears of another near-term interest rate hike. So the data came in better than expected, cooler, which means we don't need the rate hike rates, which gave the market a little bit of momentum to go up this past week. Retail and consumer health, the positive momentum hit a slight speed bump today. July retail sales unexpectedly fell 0.6, nothing crazy. Oil rebounded to the end of the week higher. Brent crude around 87 a barrel. News that 2 tankers were attacked at the Strait of Hormuz amidst ongoing tensions involving Iran. regarding the portfolio, major things regarding everything tech. You know, we had NVIDIA announce a $500 billion AI financing alliance. So basically, they're getting the banks, BlackRock, Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, to launch compute financing platform. The goal is to raise over $500 million in third-party capital to fund the global AI trade data center. This is super, super, super bullish for the market. So instead of companies having to raise equity and dilute shareholders, they can go to the banks now and get loans for AI data centers. So Jensen's just finding new innovative ways to build this AI, and it's no signs of it slowing down. We got Nebius earnings, CoreWeave earnings. We're just gonna do a quick little recap. Zeta, what that stock price been doing. Regarding my individual portfolios, I just like using AI, gives a bit recap, some things I forget throughout the week. AMD benefiting heavily from the broader sector of confidence, rotation back into semi infrastructure. So semis, AI trade took a big dip. I actually started a new trading account. I started with $1,000, so we're gonna see how that goes. So excited about that. Nebius experienced extreme volatility, had a great earnings today. We're going to get into that. And Michael Burr is shorting Nebius too. So that's creating a lot of noise right now. And these Zeta, SoFi, Meta, roughly flat. We went over Zeta earnings last week. Make sure y'all check out the portfolio, you know. So to get into the stock portfolio, we're going on a tear, guys. We're on a tear. On the day, we're up 2.8%. It's Friday. Market just closed. On the week, we're up 8.5%. On the month, we're up 7.26%. 3 months, 21%. Year to date, we're up 45%. All time, we're up 120%. If we go over just portfolio overview, just including the retirement account and the investing account, these are some of the metrics. Year to date, 43%. Amazing. All time, I'm up 105% all time. So good track record for this portfolio. Main companies I want to get into this week is Nebius. So you can see Nebius stock has been going berserk, crazy these past couple weeks. Just look on the week, 40% in a week. On a month, 38%. We dipped down to 160, 148 at the lows. I was buying during this dip. I was buying under here. Nothing crazy, but I did buy a few shares. And now we're back to 270 by the push 300. Earnings was great. Year to date, we're up 218%. In the portfolio, we're up 68%, roughly 11% of this portfolio. Regarding Zeta, another company we're probably going to talk a little more about in today's video. On the week, up 13.5%. I think since my last video, Zeta has gone crazy since my last video, my stock portfolio update. On the month, we're up 28%. On the 3 months, we're up 80%. Year to date, we're up 41%. Year over year, we're up 60%. So I'm mainly more interested in the 3 months and the year to date. So Zeta has officially broken out. I was hesitant because I didn't know if we were going to pull back down or not. But yeah, we're definitely breaking out, and we closed over 26. We've closed over 20. Did we close over 29 yet? I don't know, but today we did. Today we closed above 29. It's like we're trying to hit that 30. We've been trying to hit that 30. We haven't got it there just yet, but it wants 30. Position sizing, we're up 61%. It's roughly 23% of the portfolio. We've been in this name for a long, long time, guys, for about a year. So I mean, not long, but we've been there for a little minute. Health been going on a tear also. On the week, pretty flat. On a month, 21%. 3 months, 21. Year to date, 19%. And I'm up 57% in this portfolio. SoFi, I mean, it's pretty flat for the most part. I'm not really tripping on SoFi. But these shares, I got in at like 13. So we're just holding that, not adding, not selling those right now. AMD took a dip. Look like it's starting to come back around. You know, they have a good little sell-off, which is good. Consolidate. You see, it's been consolidating for the past like 2 months or so. Since June, it's been consolidating in this range. Once we get that shock in our quarter, then I think we'll be good. We actually finished 6.5% today. I think it was rumors about them collaborating with Google on some TPUs instead of Broadcom for Google. So that was some bullish news, up 6%. I don't think they're gonna keep this down for long. You know, it's the second 2 option. I don't gotta explain too much. Y'all know how I feel about AMD. you know, but back up 18% for AMD. Meta been flat. I don't know if I talk about Meta. It's been flat. It's kind of just, I'm not going to sell. I'll be buying if I have like extra cash to buy. I'll buy more Meta, but not priority right now. NVIDIA, not a priority either, but still been getting good gains, up 18%, out beating the S&P 500. This is one of the earliest positions I had in this portfolio, up 100%. So yeah, portfolio been looking real healthy. Now I just want to go ahead. If you all don't follow me on X, just want to go over some things I've been tweeting over the past week or so. Check out that Zeta Q2 global earnings. I want to just highlight just with Zeta, just the last time, August 8th, it closed above $26 on August 8th. And I just said the last time Zeta closed on the weekly above 26 was November 2024. Before that, it had a run weekly close of 26. As y'all can see here, these are some of the weeks from August 30th. I was doing a lot of research. From August 30th to November 8th, Zeta went on this big run. You know, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. So we closed above 26 August 30th. And by the time earnings is usually, we just had earnings. So I was doing some back data, you know, going into that Q2 earnings, Zeta started to run back in 2024. So next earning is early November. Zeta Global is early October. So I'm thinking that Zeta is going to start running into the next catalyst of August 4th, Zeta Global, that week. I think it's August 11th, I think, something like that. That first week of October, Zeta Live is. I'm trying to go. I'll see if I can. But I think we're going to run into Zeta Live. That's going to be a big event. And then we're going to continue running up to early first week of November and get another big pop around earnings, which we did here. Zeta got back to 35 November 8th, 2024. That's the earnings. Before it then it collapsed up to that 1758. That's when the short report happened. So we haven't closed above 26 in really 24 months. That's almost 2 years, essentially. So I'm thinking we definitely breaking out, and I think we're going to run. But see, that's the thing. We're already at 29. We're already trying to break 30, and we're August, September. We're like a month and a half away from Zeta Live. So I think we see all-time highs before Zeta Live. So I will put August 30th, but in August, I'll say 35. Not going to lie. I'm going to say 35. There's not financial advice. I'm going to say 35 or hovering between that $30 to the $35 range. We might pull back. So that sets us up for October Zeta Live catalyst, early October. That can set us up because it's a completely different business from 2024. Let's be clear. $35 went ahead in 2024 to now, no Palantir partnership, no Snowflake, no business intelligence, no Athena. 30, 35, 40, awesome high is the base right now. So that's what I'm saying. Flip this 35 to now. So I think by Q3 earnings, I think that's going to be a very beat and raise quarter. We might be pushing mid 40s to 50s by early November this year. Good, having good market conditions, of course. That's just my thought process, my bet on that. That's what I'm thinking right now. So we're just holding. I've been loaded up on Zeta. We just grinding. Also wanted to just share some profits that I've taken early this year. And NVIDIA is actually my first 10 bagger here. So proud of that. As I can see here, I had some sales early this year. And I didn't really look to see because Robinhood has tax lots, where they sell different parts of your shares the earlier you bought them for tax efficiency gains, which I like. So like this NVIDIA share right here, that was a 1,200 bagger. That was a 10 bagger. I bought at 1373, split adjusted, and sold at 185. Like, that's crazy, bro. I didn't even realize that. Like, I was buying since 2022. So, Palantir, we got sales for 7x, another 10x for NVIDIA, 4x NVIDIA. So just showing my receipts because, I don't like to come on here and just like talk to talk. I like to show receipts. A lot of people be lying up here. They be cap. I'm not cap. I try to be transparent. This is real money. And just be transparent. I know that's what people appreciate. That's what I appreciate. Very, very bullish from CoreWeave earnings here. So we'll get into the Nebius CoreWeave. One quote I put on X. All in, we have excellent visibility to our target of at least 8 gigawatts by 2030. We expect demand to meaningfully exceed supply for years. In that environment, access to power is only part of the equation. Just as important is each necessary component required to deliver the AI cloud at scale. That's your chips. That's your memory. That's your photonics. That's the whole ecosystem. Bullish, but not bullish enough. As you can see here, this is what my main portfolio looks like right now. Zeta 22% now after the run, catching up to AMD. Now after Nebius earnings, we're 2020. I hate when I do that. Let's go back. This is the CoreWeave quote I was showing y'all right here. My fault about that. But bullish CoreWeave. 60% of my portfolio is in these 3 companies right now: AMD, Zeta, and Nebius. So I'm very comfortable with this allocation. All right, concentration. Now to get into Nebius earnings, great earnings here. As you can see here, average contract value stepping up, 40 million. Q3 short-term capacity deals, like that's OC. They're getting 40 million per megawatt. Especially I listened to the earnings call. They said a lot of bullish quotes. I'm gonna go to someone who covers it. Just a lot of bullish quotes. I don't have them all written down. But total contract value grew by 4x. They're paying back their debt sooner for deals closed in Q2. They have 4 large deals, greater than 1 billion average deal size. 56% of capex self-financed by prepayments. Capacity footprint is expanding. 5 gigawatts right now currently. The goal was 4 gigawatts in May. They're at 5 now. That's great. EBITDA margins are expanding. 8 billion in cash. First asset-backed financing. Repeatable framework. 707 million secured in July. Overall, just a great
earnings. Definitely want to show you all some quotes as well that the CEO made. Shout out to Nate. He is an early big Nebius bull. Met him at Amit's New York investing event. But he tweeted some good things. They said we could sell our entire capacity 2027 on today's terms. We are deliberately not doing so because we see higher value in retaining capacity to immediate customers. They're basically saying, like, look, we're not even selling our next year's capacity because we know we can probably get more money. So that's very, very bullish. They tapped the ATM, at roughly 223 per share, which is adjustable. They need cash. Cool. I'm not worrying about that. They're still using a 5-year depreciation schedule. After CoreWeave earnings, they said they just signed a 3-year contract for A100 NVIDIA chips at a larger rental hourly rate. So it's showing that chips produced in 2020 are still good for 9 years. So that just crushes the bear thesis that depreciation on these GPUs are going to, affect margins. Another one, we completed our first ever auction and short-term capacity deal. To date, they deliver all capacity transfers to Microsoft, so their deals are on time. Still for that 8 to 9 billion AAR by end of the year. Portfolio was doing great. Zeta's breaking out. AMD's cooling off. And Nebius is breaking back out again. We're almost at all-time highs in our portfolio at 6,000. Year to date, we're up 45%. If y'all been following me on this journey, you should be up big. You should be up pretty well. Now, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing my thoughts, my research, and maybe if you follow me, cool. If you lose your money, that's not on me. I'm just showing what I do with real money, but we have a pretty good track record, And even if you tapped into my Substack here, link in the description, I show you, I did a whole write-up. I published this April 1st, positioning for the AI revolution, how I'm structuring my stock portfolio at the ChatGPT.
and I give a whole cool breakdown on my thesis on the companies I'm invested in. And if you bought a couple of these companies then in April, you're up massive. You're up massive. You know? So I'm going to do a recap video on this, actually, just kind of going back through my thesis and just seeing what worked, what didn't work. And I know we up big though. I can tell you that. We definitely up big. But I'm bullish on all these positions. I'm excited to see what the portfolio ends by the end of the year. We're only in August. We do expect to see some volatility these next September, October, probably some volatility. But Zeta, I'm definitely keeping my eye on Zeta. That's where I have the most money in. I think by Zeta Live and Q3 earnings, we could be having some good gains on Zeta and my call options. My call options are up by 100% right now. So yeah, we just staying down, patience, research, conviction, and patience. That's all it takes. And appreciate y'all if y'all been following the journey here. JRuss TV, we out.